What's up, guys? We got a first place team 3v3 team that won with their signature deck profile. On the left we have Nikki Goldman. On the middle we have, what's your name?
Dylan Chu.
Dylan Chu, and we have
Adam Cisneros.
All right, so you guys all decided to play 3 different decks. Adam was on
Nami.
and Dylan was on
Sakazuki.
Sakazuki, and Nikki was on his signature law, of course, with no sleeves. So we're gonna start with Nikki first on his deck profile, and then we're gonna move to the left. If you guys have anything to interject, go ahead and tell them. Okay, so what's up, Nikki?
For my 5 drops, I played Blocker Law, just the bread and butter of this deck, how this deck plays. 3 Reset Law. A lot of people like to play this at 4. I still believe this card is not a 4-of, especially with all the removal in this format.
Yeah.
And I am just a 3 Luffy fanboy. I love this card. I think this card. I actually hated this card in set 1, and then it just slowly grew on me. I was actually thinking about cutting a Reset Law for like just another utility, because this card can sometimes be part of your brick hands.
Okay.
But I never ended up doing that because I thought these are my only 5 drops, and I just wanted to see these during the game.
Okay.
I play 4 Zoro. In a 3v3 format, the odds of me playing against Whitebeard is at minimum 33%.
Okay.
And I didn't even think Whitebeard was going to be on every team, so the percentage is actually way lower than that, and that's why I chose to run 4 Zoro. Against like all 5K based leaders, this card is just like nuts. You can play it off Zoro, play it off Law, and it's searchable with your Nami now that it's back.
Got it. Before we continue, so were you afraid of playing against purple red Luffy as well, because it's also a 6K leader?
I kind of was, because so I took out Don Nami from my deck, so I actually made my Whitebeard matchup abysmal because I have no Don Nami anymore. And against Luffy, it's not that bad because they don't have as much defense, and so you really only just need Reset Law.
I see.
And that's all you need against that deck.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Next, you have 4 Dadan. You need this card now that Sakazuki exists. You need to be able to search your Namis.
Yeah.
And it's just like a searcher. It's so good. 4 Brook. It's a searcher off of Nami. A card I can play and make a 3K swing 5. It's a little worse now that I'm not running Vista, so I just have less 3K bodies to give the 2 Dawn 2 and swing 5. But it is necessary, especially like with Whitebeard. This is like your alternative. Instead of playing Don Nami, you just play Brook, or even replay Brook off Law, and like you're able to swing with your leader. And searchable 2K is really important. And now for my 1 drops, I played 4 Bonnet. It searches all your really important cards. This card is really important, and it's also a green. And 4 Beige. I don't think this card ever can be less than 4. Only like people ask me all the time, like, why am I running so like less green? I think this is like as much green as you could run, and I don't know why you would ever cut this card down. Like, it just means you have less greens in your deck.
And you need them. Yep.
Yeah. 4 Chopper, just more blockers. Searchable off Nami, searchable off the Dan, and it's just like just a blocker.
Yeah.
Like you're playing cards to get 5 on board, and this will do something on your opponent's crackback. 4 Nami, you just need this as many searches as possible against Sakazuki now. Like Sakazuki is not that bad of a matchup, especially if you draw multiple searchers, and you kind of just have to hope they don't have Rablushi, like double Hound Blaze, like for your board. But if they don't have that, you're usually chilling if you draw average.
Okay.
4 Dogra. I took I took Don Nami out for this card actually yesterday. And my shout out to Shane. He actually kind of convinced me to run this card. I ran it over Don Nami. Exact same reason. I didn't think I basically just disrespected my Whitebeard matchup. Yeah. And I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go all in on this card. This card is really good against all normal leaders. It allows you to if they clear your board, or not like clear your board, but maybe like wipe a card or 2, it allows you to still play 2 5 drops on your 7 to 8 Dawn turn sometimes.
Yeah.
And then like randomly it allows you to use your leader on turn 2, which is actually insane. That's what I did in my last run against Purple Luffy actually.
Okay.
2 Nico Robin. This card, it's a searchable Straw Hat card, and it can kill a lot of blockers in the meta right now. Brule, Rebecca, and in the mirror, it's really important. And the fact that it's just a searchable 1-drop That's all you need to.
All right, Nico Robin, let's go.
Yeah, I used to run Sunny, and this is basically a better Sunny.
Okay.
For Otama, you have to run 4 in every law deck. It just makes any body killable, and it's a 2K counter. And then I ran 2 Makino. It's more because it's a 2K counter, and it allows all these 1-drops to swing 5.
Yeah.
And if they cannot clear a Makino and the 1-drops, it's just game over because you have multiple 5s just coming at your opponent.
Do you ever just keep the Machina out there, or do you actually shambles it?
It depends if I know that they can clear it or not.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then I just want to say before I end this, shoutouts to Eric Macias. He is the go. And shoutouts to Project TCG.
Yeah.
My sponsor and my team. Yeah.
Yes. So no events as usual, Nuki, and you don't believe that Law should ever play events?
Yeah, I think events suck.
Unless it's free.
Yeah, you can't play them, even if it's free.
Even if it's free?
Yeah, unless it's a playable body, it sucks.
Okay, got it. All right, let's go to the next guy. Mr. Dylan.
Yeah, I'm playing Saka.
All right, Sakazuki.
Feels pretty cookie cutter. Staples of the deck for brand new.
Yep.
For Rob Lucci's. And 4 Rebecca's. These are basically in every single Sakazuki deck, no explanation needed. Rebecca's the most broken card in the game, arguably even better than Rob Lucci.
Wow.
Usually that's how you win most of your games. You just grind them out, and Lucci just like a toolbox in the game.
Yeah. Okay.
Standard 2Ks, 4 Surus, and your 4 Tashigis. Most of the time, whenever I'm Rebecca, I will keep my Hinas in hand and grab a Suru and just counter early.
Okay, cool.
So that's something to keep in mind whenever using leader effect. I actually opted to play 2 Man-Cherries. I think this card is amazing. Your 10-Don combo with Man-Cherry, Rebecca, Lucci is always there. Insane board presence. Anything more than that feels a little bit bricky, but anything less feels like you're never going to see it.
So you're saying on your 10-Don turn, you play the 9-drop or something? And then
your 10-Don turn, you play the Man-Cherry, rest 1 to add the Rebecca.
Yeah.
Rebecca effect, play that, add your Lucci, play your Hina from your hand, and then you can Lucci the board.
Oh, I see.
So you develop, basically this is a pseudo blocker, an actual blocker, a Hina, and a Rob Lucci on your board for 10-Don.
Very cool, okay.
Alright, that's the standard stuff. And then I opted to play 3 Borsos. I never found myself wanting more Borsos. I think 3 is good enough. I know some listeners are playing 4, but that's because I'm running 2 Sabos.
Yeah.
I think Sabo is insane. Being able to add it off Rebecca later on with your 9-Don turn, adding it back to your hand, playing the Sabo, so now your board is no longer Luciable. Also, it's a huge threat against 9-drop Kaido because they, after playing this, they can't pop anything. It plays around Top Knot. The only thing it plays into is Sheep's Horn, but everything else it plays around. So it's basically just ultra protection.
Yeah, right.
And it's a 1K counter.
And it fixes your hand.
Yeah. For the 1-ofs, for Rebecca are 1 Kobe and 1 Kuzan.
Okay.
The 1 Kuzan, I know a lot of people are playing more. I just found myself never wanting it early game. I almost never wanted to play on curve, especially in the mirror. Against purple, they poly. So I kind of always only wanted it in the end game when I Rebecca added back to my hand and play a Kuzan.
Okay.
So then now I have basically a body they need to remove unless I'm going to Lucci their whole board next turn.
Got it, I see.
Kobe lets you hit a different range. It also lets you hit in the mirror match where you can Rebecca at this or play from your hand, pitch a card. And it's basically pitching a card will almost be the same as if you had Ice Age.
Got it.
Or a Great Eruption. So it lets you have the option as a toolbox early.
Okay.
And then for the higher end, I play 3 Borsalinos. I do find myself maybe wanting to play 2. But in the mirror match, like being able to play this on curve, forcing them to have the Ice Age, Rebecca, Hina, Lucci, whatever to pop this back is so crucial. And because of that, I also play the 1 of Soga King. Yeah, so in a lot of matchups, Soga King will come up every now and then. It's a 1K counter. I never wanted to play 4 Borso, so I wanted to play an extra counter. In the NL matchup and in the mirror match, this will win you the game.
Yes.
So being able to play this, a turn before this, lets you almost guarantee have this return.
Yeah, I see.
So you're basically cycling while bouncing off a body.
Yeah.
This is also a removal that doesn't require a minus. So especially against NL, you can swing 5 lead, minusing the NL, bouncing the NL back to their hand. Now they're forced to trash a life, or just actually bounce a non-counter back to their hand. This card as well into Whitebeard, which is probably one of the hardest matchup.
Right.
Lets you bounce the ace and not be worried about them replaying it, because if they replay it, it's not as big of a threat.
Okay.
And then 2 Ice Age, I do find myself maybe wanting a third. It would probably be the Soga King if it does end up happening.
You would cut Ice Age for, I mean, you would cut Sakazuki for Ice Age?
It would probably be something like this.
I see.
But Ice Age is just such a good card.
Yeah.
Against purple, you need to see it. Against NL, you need to see it. Because most of the time against yellow, it's them playing a big body every turn and seeing if you can remove it.
Okay.
And once you remove it and they can't play anymore, your Kaido just gets you in there.
Yeah.
Did you play Soga King?
I did. Yeah, it's actually really good. And having it as a 1K counter is really nice.
Yes.
And then the standard, the 4 Great Eruptions, and the 4
four Hound Blaze,
and
yeah.
the 4 Great Eruptions.
Yeah.
Hound Blaze is probably the most broken card. Against purple, that's literally all you need to see.
Yeah.
You bottom deck your Magellan, bottom deck the early curve, and you basically just win the matchup. Because I played 3 today, and Hound Blaze was just the only reason, like the main reason the game was over by 5 dogs.
Got it.
And then I played
$5.
the one of Navy HQ. Searchable through brand new, and it lets you hit in the mirror match like insane numbers.
Yeah.
So being able to pop a Hina or playing this on curve is basically essentially a 5th grade eruption if you're brand newing for a -2.
Got it.
Because the minus is on play and every turn you're minusing. So it lets you hit nicer numbers, which is where the Kobe comes in along.
I forgot to ask, sorry, I thought you were done.
for
Go on. Are you done?
Yeah.
So what were your matchups throughout the whole day playing Sakazuki?
I played Bello Betty round 1 and I just controlled the board the whole time until starving them out. I played 3 purple Luffys. Hound Blaze just wins you the game.
Yeah.
And then I played 1 NL. Dragon just won. Kaido just wins you the game.
Right.
And then I played the Sakazuki in the final round.
All right, nice. Okay, cool. Let's go on to Adam here, who decided to play Nami.
Yeah, I've honestly just been playing this deck for forever now. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did, and at first I thought it was only going to be a 3v3 deck, but I actually think it has a really good spot in this meta.
I see.
So I might continue playing it into set 5.
And what are the biggest reasons why you think this is going to be a good choice for this
I
matchup?
feel like it just has a really solid Sokka matchup and a pretty solid yellow matchup. Doesn't matter if it's Anel or Kata. And if those are like the dominant decks in the format, I'm 100% willing to keep playing this deck.
All right. Nami's one. Nami fan.
Yeah, we're Nami believers. Yeah, especially
Nami
because
believers.
Red Green Law is
Red Green Law.
That's out of the meta.
That's out of the meta. This was the deck's worst matchup by
Yeah.
far. You're just like, I sit down and I'm like, oh, I guess I just lost. And
We'll
so-
see. Nikki will put it back on the meta, and then you'll have to change the deck.
I really hope.
decks.
I really hope not, but we'll see.
Check
These
it
are
out.
kind of the staples of the deck. Played 4 bones. I guess this is different. This is something I recently changed. I honestly really hated Buggy for the longest time, but I've slowly grown to like it more. I started off with 2, went to 3, and now I'm at 4 for this event, and I think I would continue it to be at 4. It's not the best card, like not the best searcher by far, but it's something that can help cycle through your deck, and I guess the most important part about it is that it can let you push the bottom of your stack closer to the top, because it's so important to get to certain cards, or to know where certain cards in your deck are, and if you need to push them up, or maybe delay a turn of when you want to see or mill a certain card, this helps you get through your deck.
Okay.
And then obviously the most important card in the deck, Kaya, just draw 2, mill 2. This is probably the not standard card, and I think it's crazy to me that people don't ever play this,
Yeah,
or
loose rates, yeah.
or they leave it at 1 or 2. I honestly think it's going to be a 4-up now. It bounces a 5 cost. It has counter. It's not searchable, but I think that's why you need to up the count. It helps buy tempo against every deck, and I think that's the most important thing for this. Like if you remove your opponent's board and they end up with 1 or 2 bodies, you just slow them down so much and lets you cycle through your deck at an easier pace.
Got it.
And because of how much removal there is in the format, I would say all your 1-drops are always dead, and it makes this card a little bit more flexible. And sometimes just like on your 7-dawn turn, or even on just like on your 5-dawn turn, you'll play this, tap out, just to it like threatens your opponent, like, oh, are they just gonna play a 5 cost again that they know is gonna get bounced for only 2 dawn, and it really just disrupts the game, and it lets you get to the end game much more safely.
Yeah, tempo is the name of the game for
Yeah, and then I only played 1 Mr.
Well
2.
played.
Overall, I played 16 buggy targets, and I didn't want to add a non-counter, so I just ended up throwing a 2K. It like randomly came up that it needed to be a 2K. I don't think this card needs to be a more than 1, but maybe I'll change my mind.
Okay.
And the standard cards for Gabble, the 4 All-Stars that you want to see in your life,
I see.
the 4 rubber bands, the 4 Desert Spadas. This is a little bit, I think this is more normal now in most Nami decks from what I've seen. I've also grown to like this card. I used to play this at 0, but because of purple in the, I guess the new tools that purple has in the format, you kind of want to keep a low hand size most of the time, and this gives you the most flexibility in those turns. You don't have to lose, you don't have to worry about your hand going down too low anymore, and you have some constant cycle.
Okay. Before we continue, so why do you want to keep a low hand size again? Just to,
just to play around
resolve
purple.
this?
Just law. It's just law. So you don't because
I see.
at 7, if you have 7, you lose 2 cards randomly.
Okay.
And you sometimes you do want to play into it, but a lot of the times you need to play around it.
Got it. Okay.
And then just a 3 Brickfist, just a bounce card. You can
Yeah, it's so good.
you use it on your own stuff. Has trigger, just stuff the turn. And then there's 4 Peel Off, and then 4 Deathwink. This card, I used to think it was not that great. I used to play it at 3. I bumped it up to 4, and it's just really good against everything. Like in your hand, as a trigger, like some of the most important cards in the meta right now are 7 or less. And if you just bounce a 7-drop for no reason,
Yeah.
you kind of just win the game at that point. Like, what do they do? Sometimes, because most of the time, the numbers that people have to swing at you are like 9 or 11, and that their dawn is gone, and they cannot play that 7-drop ever again. So
Nice.
And it's searchable.
And it's searchable.
Searchable by Buggy.
Buggy.
All right. What were your matchups throughout the whole day?
I played 3 Sokka, a Zoro, Enel, and Whitebeard. Yeah, Whitebeard. Can't forget that. That was the closest game of the day for sure.
So you slayed a lot of Sakazuki. So what card are you gonna take out for the 4th Nojiko going forward?
Oh, the 4th Nochiko. It would probably be the. It honestly might be a Love. It comes and goes. I honestly really hate this card.
I fucking hate this.
It's just awful
Spada?
most of the time. Yeah, like
okay.
you literally only play it at 4 because you want to maximize your draw 2 triggers.
Yeah.
But I think I'm okay at sacrificing 1 draw 2 trigger to consistently buy myself time. I think that overall will buy it outweighs the cost.
Okay.
I hate Spada so much, but it's a draw 2 trigger.
I also forgot to ask, what were your matchups throughout the whole day?
I have it here. I played 2 Sakazukis. I lost to one of them. That's my one loss. Red Purple Luffy, Red Green Law, Enel, and a Purple Luffy at the end.
All right, cool. So team Dil Hu, all right, representing here at SoCal, getting first place at this event. And where's your prizing? Did they give it to you later?
Oh no, we already have it, but we put it away
it's
here. Like,
locked away in the
yeah,
basement.
it's locked away. Yeah, we're like keeping our stuff for the most part, but like here's the cereal Luffy. Yeah,
Cereal
at least
Luffy,
that's
all right.
mine. I opened it.
Oh, you get 3 of them.
Yeah, we get 1 each. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, I'll see you guys on the next event.
Hold on.
Oh, shout out, yeah.
Shout out to the.
Shout out to Project CCG.
Oh, shout out
I
to
don't
Jack
have a
Lock.
picture of shout out to Project CCG, our team.
Yes. So make sure they sell accessories, they sell single cards, and they do a lot of different tournaments for different card games. So if you're a card game enthusiast, as well as a just a overall One Piece fan, show up to Project CGG. A lot of people on Twitch are even on there that are famous, such as Fusli, is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fusli, yeah. So I know that for a fact, but I don't know who else goes there who's famous. Saikuno.
Oh yeah, Saikuno was there.
Saikuno. Blastoise, yeah. So we got some big names in the house. So it's a big famous shop in SoCal. Show up, be there.
Yeah, check them out in Alhambra.
In Alhambra. All right, I'll see you guys on the next video.
Thank
Peace
you.
out.